Yo, good evening, USA, International, Canada, Long Island, aka Island, plus the tri-state areas of New Jersey, Connecticut, and the five spots of Brooklyn, Bronx, Manhattan, Staten Island, and Queens. This is your man and homie, G Money Stacks, aka the Gregonator, rhymes with now or later. Your host with the most, misunderstood lonely nomad, unstoppable independent podcaster, creator, YouTuber, and of course, Queens, New York native, who is also a New York Giants and New York Mets fan from the neck of the woods of Laurelton, Queens, New York. And you are now rocking with me by listening, streaming, tuning in, and watching the 431st episode of Off the Meat Rack Chainz New York Avenue podcast. The place for various topics in music alongside with New York City Transit as far as Metro North, LIRR, subway and buses alongside with various topics in various segments including movie news alongside with TV news and gaming, a little bit of tech, and a little bit of everything. So I really hope you folks out there had a great weekend. And I do apologize for not recording on Saturday. I kind of lost track of time due to a late dinner. So I do apologize. So that's why I had to do a little reschedule and stuff. So there you have it right there. And I wanted to record because I wanted to actually, try to cheer myself up from a crazy lecture of my mother, which I'll probably, not gonna get into too much of it. I'll probably save that for a following episode when I am ready to actually, rant about certain things, and then, put her on blast. So, you know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna save that for a following episode. But for now, if you like the topics that I'm giving right now and the videos and stuff, all you need to do is go ahead and hit and click on that subscribe button alongside with leaving a like and along with the comments. Tell me how you feel about the topics in each episode. And of course, you can enable alerts so you'll be notified on when I'll be on the air via live stream along with the podcast recordings. All right. So again, if you want to support me, all you need to do is click on that subscribe button. You can leave a like, you can comment, you can even share the video, you can even share the podcast with your friends, you can even share it with your neighbors, your husbands, your wives, your boyfriends, girlfriends, and the folks that you're cool with from work. You can even listen to it in the car. You can even follow your favorite episodes that you like. So there you go right there. All right. Now that I got that out the way, hang on a second. I don't know what the hell's going on here. What in the... hold on, please forgive me here. I'm trying to really figure this thing out. What in the hell? Hold on one second, folks. Trying to figure out what the hell's going on here. Yeah, sorry about that. All right. All right. Now that I got that figured out. All right. So let's get into our main segment involving some New York City transit talk, which is the New York Mass Transit Files. Let's go. All right. We got some transit talk that we got to talk about here, and I want to start off with this topic here. All right. So here's what's happening here. And this is according to QNS.com. So let me just wait for this thing to load up. Okay, here's what's happening here. And um so a Queens grand jury indicted a Richmond Hill man in connection with an unprovoked knife attack on a 7th train rider in Corona last month. Um, Luis Palchikaka, age 21, of 112th Street, was indicted on charges of attempted murder in the second degree, assault and weapons possession for allegedly stabbing another subway rider at the Met's Willis Point station. According to the according to the indictment and investigation, on the night of Sunday, September 21st, at approximately 11:30 p.m., um, Palchisaka, who was wearing a sweatshirt and ripped up jeans, was inside a 7 train at the subway station near City Field when a 25-year-old victim entered the subway car. Palchisaka approached the victim from the front and, without any warning, allegedly slashed the man's throat and then stabbed him in the back multiple times with what appeared to be a knife. He fled the scene. Oh my gosh, man. Every time on a weekly basis, there's always somebody getting slashed in a subway station. It's like, can we get some help with the subway stations, especially trying to make them safe and shit? All right. Let's continue. Um, okay. So, police from the 110th precinct and Transit District 20 responded to the location. AMS transported the victim to New York Presbyterian Queens Hospital, where he was listed in critical condition. He's required surgery on uh his what is it, larynx. Um, all right, I'm gonna just spell it out though. Larynx, and a chest tube to treat his injuries. He was also treated for stab wounds to his back. Pal Chisaka was arrested at his Richmond Hill home on September 22nd. A court authorized search warrant of the residence led to the recovery of a knife and the same sweatshirt, ripped jeans, and black shoes Pal Chisaka wore during the bloody attack. End quote. A young man experienced every New Yorker's worst nightmare when he was sorry about that. Sorry about that. Um, a young man experienced every New Yorker's worst nightmare. He was stabbed in the throat and back in an unprovoked attack on our subway system, Queens District Attorney Melinda Katz said. As as alleged, this defendant saw the 25-year-old victim enter the subway car and, without warning, repeatedly slashed the passenger and then fled the scene. Queens Supreme Court Justice Stephanie Zaro set bail at $500,000 cash, $1 million bond, $1.5 million partially secured, and ordered Pal Chisaka to return to court on December 8th. If convicted, Pal Chisaka faces up to 25 years in prison. The safety of our mass transit system is paramount, Katz said, and we will aggressively prosecute those who bring disorder to our subways and buses. You know what really bothers me about this? Every time every time I hear about another individual getting slashed, it's like, it's like nobody knows what the fucking motive behind these attacks is about, though. It's like it always happens randomly. Most recently, I talked about a white person who was by Union Turnpike who got slashed in the forehead and he had to get stitches. It's like how much more do we have to put up with all these random? I mean, the whole thing started with the whole fucking um subway pushings, then stabbings, then slashings, then um individuals getting sucker punched. It's like it's fucking getting out of control. Like EMTA motherfuckers are worried about raising the fares and shit, but you're not even worried about, quote unquote safety. Like, come on, man. Make that shit make sense. Anyway, make that make sense, man. Like, it's unbelievable. Unfucking believable, man. Right. Suspect indicted for stabbing sleeping. Yeah. Yeah. Let's get into that one right there. Um, all right. So a NYC man was indicted for allegedly stabbing a commuter on board a on board a train in Harlem in July. Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg announced. Prosecutors allege that 20-year-old Giovanni Alcantara stabbed a 56-year-old man on board a one train at the West 40th 145th Street and Broadway Station in West Harlem during the morning of July 14th. According to the indictment, Alcantara stabbed the man unprovoked several times in the head and face with a knife. According to sources, the victim was sleeping on the train when the vicious attack occurred. Officers from Transit District 3 were patrolling the train when they heard a commotion coming from, according to court documents. The officers then rushed toward the chaos and immediately placed Alcantara, whose clothes were soaked in blood, under arrest. Meanwhile, the defendant allegedly dropped the knife on the station platform, which the officers recovered. The victim was transported to Mount Sinai Hospital, where he received treatment for his injuries, including staples to his head, stitches on his face, and a blood transfusion. The DA said. The DA's office said, "Damn, that shit has to hurt, man." um Giovanni Alcantara allegedly assaulted a complete stranger in an unprovoked attack on a Manhattan subway that could have turned deadly, Bragg said. The transit system is the lifeblood of the city, and we take acts of violence committed underground very seriously. Thankfully, the victim received treatment for his significant injuries, and I hope he makes a full recovery. Alcantara is charged with second degree attempted murder, first degree attempted assault, and second degree assault. The DA's office said he remains in custody and faces 5 to 25 years in prison if convicted on the top charge of second degree attempted murder. Let's see. Let's see. Next, we have What do we have next? Um, okay, next um we have Grand Central. Yeah, the Grand Central Terminal subway station upgrade is finally complete after 5 years of construction work on time and under budget, NT officials said on Tuesday. The work includes a new mezzanine floor to offer a more sprawling appeal and more space for commuters to traverse the iconic station. We tore out a lot of the old remnants of the office buildings and what was here before and created room for people to move around, MTA chair and CEO Jan Oliver said during an October 28th press conference at the station. Workers also repainted the ceiling, laid 35,000 square feet. Hold on. Yes, 35,000 square feet of floor tiles and added more lighting to the mezzanine by the 4, 5, 6, and 7 trains in the station, which links the east and west sides of Manhattan. All right. This is a great state of good repair project, which is important for us to keep, excuse me, keep this 100-year-old system moving safely and reliably, said Jamie Torres Springer, president of MTA's design and construction, about the overhaul. The other station improvements include the replacement of 10 escalators and multiple elevators, painting 80,000 square feet of 7-line tunnel walls, new grouting to stop water infiltration, and more security cameras. The $700 million project was completed on time and $46 million under budget, Lieber explained. The reason we did all this is because there are 400,000 people who use this complex every day. That is as many as the entire BART system in San Francisco, which is sometimes talked about as a competitor to New York, Lieber said. There is also a new customer service center that is open 24/7 to assist tourists and commuters in navigating the transit system. Um, yeah. So there you go, right here. Let me. All right, more retail. Wait, what? More retail and food retail is rocking in the improved Grand Central 2 with 83 of the 92 storefronts now open. The station's dining concourse is 100% occupied. Over the past 5 years, the MTA's commitment to this iconic building, which is in the heart of the neighborhood and in the hearts of everyone who has ever come through it, has resulted in a customer experience for commuters, residents, and visitors in the Grand Central subway system, said Alfred Cerullo, president and CEO of the Grand Central Partnership. Dramatic improvements all around every day. Cerullo said more traffic is returning to the Midtown area since the COVID-19 slamdemic. The Grand Central Partnership bid is at the lowest vacancy rate for retail since 2019, he explained. Not only are we seeing more pedestrian activity, an average of 1 million pedestrians each day in this neighborhood, we are seeing more pedestrians in the neighborhood on the weekends, even more than pre-COVID, he said. People are using Grand Central to get in and out of this neighborhood. U.S. Rep. Jerry Nadler, whose district includes Grand Central Terminal, said the upgrades will improve accessibility and reduce overcrowding in the iconic station. Transit should be accessible to everyone, he said, and I am proud that the new elevators, wider passageways, and improved circulation, this project delivers the kind of modern, inclusive transit system our city deserves. All right, let me see. Let's see what else I have to cover here. Um, Let me see. Yes, one more. Oh, I got two more. I got two more transit topics to actually talk about. Actually, um, yeah, I got two more actually. All right. Some Queens residents are not happy with the idea of a IBX lifeline near their neighborhoods. So, what's going on with this is basically pressure was on the MTA Thursday night to end or change plans for the IBX in Queens, as a number of local residents claimed the nearly $6 billion light rail is not needed or wanted in their neighborhoods. Over 100 Middle Village and nearby residents filled seats inside Christ the King High School's auditorium on November 6th to voice their opinions on the project, which centers on the construction of a 14-mile light rail that would have a direct connection from Queens to Brooklyn without touching Manhattan. MTA representatives at the meeting said the train, which already entered its environmental review phase last month and is in design contract, will be beneficial for residents because it will provide fast and direct transit service between the two boroughs. Hmm. Okay, that sounds very interesting, actually. Um, and here's what this person said in quote: "We've noticed there is significant travel demand between and among Brooklyn and Queens," said Jordan Smith, IBX project director, adding that environmental review is a milestone for the project. It's a process that requires the MTA to take a hard look at what potential environmental impacts could result from the IBX project. Any identifiable environmental issues would then go through a mitigation phase run by multiple city, state, and federal agencies, Smith detailed. Concerns that IBX will bring more than trains. While the MTA tried to focus the meeting on environmental scoping, the act of analyzing X attendees overwhelmingly voiced their opposition to the entire project, or at least the parts of the railway that would run through their neighborhoods. At the top of the list of concerns was upzoning, which would likely attract more people to the relatively quiet parts of northern Queens. End quote. There will be upzoning with the city of Yes, and now with the proposals that just passed, high density housing at market rate can get built. So it's going to destroy the neighborhood, said Lee Rottenberg, a middle village resident. When we bought our house here, we knew it was a two fare zone. We didn't want to live near a subway station. City of Yes is a zoning. For those of you who may not know what City of Yes is, City of Yes is a zoning reform that allows housing to be built in places where it was historically not permitted. This can include the creation of basement apartments based into residential units and new construction. The goal is to address affordable housing concerns in NYC. Yeah, I mean, look, man, everyone knows that the rent is too fucking high right now, man. Everyone knows that. The initiative aims to create approximately 82,000 new homes over the next 15 years. But even if you create new homes, Is it going to be affordable? Because there's some New Yorkers who feel like that they're being not only priced out, but they're being pushed out of New York. So we'll see what happens. Signs of increased housing development have already appeared along the IBX, including more newly constructed high density apartment buildings in East New York, which is in Brooklyn. Residents in northern Queens are concerned that similar developments will be constructed in their own neighborhoods, especially along the IBX stops proposed on Grand, Elliott, and Metropolitan Avenues. The neighborhoods surrounding these stops, including Masbeth and Middle Village, have thrived for generations as quiet, small towns within the bustling metropolis of New York. The areas are comprised mostly of 1 to 2 family homes, many of which have been passed on within families over the course of generations. Middle Village has just one subway stop, the Metropolitan Avenue station, where the M train terminates. Masbeth has no subway links at all. Buses are the primary mode of transportation in both neighborhoods. We don't need any of it. Many residents who attend Thursday's meeting who favor keeping their neighborhoods quiet and small town in character voiced their opinions to resounding cheers from the audience. We did not request IBX. We had no interest in getting a train to Brooklyn, one Queens resident said. I don't even know anyone in my neighborhood who would want to go to Brooklyn. People don't need the noise, the fumes. We don't need any of it. She said there are already several bus lines in place that connect Queens communities to Brooklyn, allowing residents to travel to the other borough. Clee Theo Harris of Masbeth even suggested returning the G train to full service. The G is currently the only train that connects the boroughs without going into Manhattan. The G train still exists, but now it starts in Long Island City and goes to Brooklyn. Can you just bring it back to the Forest Hill station? There are lots of local stops along the way. Bus service in Brooklyn could support a G train extension, she said. It has a completely different route than the IBX would have. But if the G train goes through Queens to Brooklyn from Forest Hills, and the goal is to have local stops, perhaps there could be a few extra bus lines in Brooklyn to take the people on their excuse me, take the people on to their destinations throughout the borough, she explained. Barbara O'Donnell, a homeowner in Middle Village, said she and her neighbors would be highly impacted the IBX's proposed Elliott Avenue stop. The avenue is a two-way street. It does not support a gigantic subway station, she said. It is around 3 schools, a church. It's very quiet at night over there. The train would be coming in and which I already deal with the freight trains passing by my house. Friends Joy and Claudine, who attended Thursday's meeting, told AM New York that communication about the project has allegedly been poor. This is obviously coming from Governor Kathy Hochul. So where was the input from the actual community? Joy asked. She also questioned how well some of their local politicians have been involved in the IBX, particularly in terms of representing the community. AM New York contacted State Senator Joseph Adebato, excuse me, who represents a hardy section of the IBX plan in Queens, but did not receive a response. The IBX will speed up commutes. Meanwhile, not everyone at the meeting wanted to shoot down plans for the IBX. Despite the boisterous opposition, a solid handful of Queens and Brooklyn residents said a light rail is not only a welcome asset in NYC, but it will dramatically cut time for anyone commuting between the two outer boroughs for work, school, or even recreation. We need to have more accessibility for trains and buses, Christopher Grief, a meeting attendee, said. The IBX will speed our time not to have to go into Manhattan to get to other parts of Brooklyn. So say if I'm here, I can get on the IBX, take it down to South Brooklyn. The MTA says the planned train is expected to have 19 stops along a 14-mile route connecting Jackson Heights to Bay Ridge. A total one-way trip heading all stops is expected to take around 32 minutes. The IBX, as currently planned, will have connections to 17 subway lines, over 50 bus routes, and a connection to the Long Island Railroad in East New York at Atlantic Avenue. 900,000 New Yorkers live along the proposed IBX route, and we're not going to waste any time advancing this project for them, MTA Chair and CEO General Lieber said. Launching the state environmental review process gives us the momentum we need to move this transformational effort toward construction. Another meeting attendee shared her thoughts on the potential economic benefits of new transportation in the neighborhood. In quote, I believe this will make our properties more valuable, she said. The development of higher density housing near train stations will add money to the community, benefiting local businesses. Balancing more transit with real concerns. Real estate experts have told AM New York that quieter neighborhoods like Middle Village or Borough Park in Brooklyn might feel the pinch of a new rail. Property values generally rise with enhancements, but gentrification could displace long-standing locals as well, according to Maria Fuza, no, excuse me, Fuze Lava, excuse me, Maria Fuze Lava, a broker at Value Truth Real Estate. Quieter enclaves such as Middle Village or Borough Park might feel the pinch if crowds and noise erode their suburban charm, potentially turning off families who are looking to settle down, she said. The MTA's $68.4 billion 2025 to 2029 capital plan will pay for about 50% of $5.5 billion. Um, Whether the train will be a transit boon or a suburban bane remains to be seen. Um, so the MTA has scheduled another meeting, which already took place on November the 12th to discuss the project scope and review process. The meeting was held virtually, and registration, of course, yeah, you can find out more information at mta.info. Um, yeah, and more information about the IBX project can also be found on their website. All right, let's see. There's another transit. Here we go. One more transit topic to talk about. Disability advocates and some riders are voicing strong opposition to the city's new initiative to add benches and leaning bars to NYC bus stops around the city. Specifically, it is the possibility of more leaning bars than benches that has commuters concerned. The concerns stem from the initiative announced by the New York City Department of Transportation on that took place on October 30th, which was a Thursday, which features the installation of benches or leaning bars at approximately 8,750 eligible bus stops throughout the 5 boroughs. Let's see. Advocates told AM New York that they welcome new benches, but leaning bars undermine accessibility standards and exclude many vulnerable riders from resting their feet while waiting for the bus. It is especially concerning for them in a city where the average bus speed is only 8 miles per hour. A lot of a lot of older people, a lot of people with disabilities take the buses, said Joseph Rappaport, not to be related to Michael Rappaport. Oh shit. Executive Executive Director of the Brooklyn Center for Independence of the Disabled. There's absolutely no doubt that buses are often long waits, and some people need a place to sit. He added that benches are more impactful, more practical and help more commuting New Yorkers and visitors. Hmm. And yeah, more visitors. Yeah, so they don't help anybody at all, Rappaport said of the leaning post. People want benches. Kathy Uncino, who lives on Manhattan's Upper West Side, has been a a years long advocate for helping seniors traverse the bustling city. She said leaning posts are not designed with the best interests of older adults in mind. A regular bench or chair is better, she said. Some people really need to sit and have their backs supported. The leaning post might benefit some people, but what a poor commentary that is on who we are as a city. Which NYC bus stops will get leaning posts? Starting this month, workers will put benches or leaning bars at bus stops that currently lack seating. The stops must qualify by having sufficient public space to accommodate the street furniture. Um, NYC has over 15,000 bus stops throughout the boroughs. A little more than half qualify for the new seating. I find the whole idea uncomfortable. A man who was waiting for the Q32 bus on Roosevelt Avenue and 61st Street said about leaning posts, I'd rather sit. Will Livingston, a spokesperson for the DOT, told AM New York that benches will be the first choice at a bus stop. If a bench does not fit due to space constraints, a leaning bar will be installed. Excuse me. We add seating where space allows. Every bus stop where there's space for a bench will get a bench, he said. Leaning bars are great options on sidewalks that are too narrow for benches. When the choice comes down to installing a leaning bar or not providing New Yorkers with any place to rest at all, we'll install a leaning bar. Leaning bars have specific benefits too. Livingston explained they can be helpful for commuters who have difficulty getting up from a seat. They can also be used to hold shopping bags or similar heavy items, he said. According to the $40 million investment, the DOT will add seating at 875 bus stops annually over the next 10 years, while maintaining existing seating to provide universal seating for bus commuters. Currently, DOT officials stated that it is too early to determine which bus stops receive will receive seating or leaning posts as part of the first round of installations. All right, all right, folks who are listening right now, let me know in the comments how about these transit topics in the comments below on YouTube. All right. All right. So, let me see. Let me see what else. What else can we talk about here? Let me see. Oh yeah. Yeah. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. All right. I want to get into. I want to get into this next topic. This one is. This one is a unfortunate one, actually. This one is unfortunate. This one is unfortunate, very unfortunate, and we're gonna get into a little segment of chatting or the jazz. This is about the trending topics that's actually been happening on a weekly basis. I cover. So in case anybody's new here and don't know what chatting on the jazz is about, this is basically about the trending topics that will be covered on a weekly basis. I may not get all of them, but I will do my best to keep track. Anyway, here's chatting on the jazz, man. Let's go. All right, like I said, man, we been recently, um most recently actually. This was in September. Actually, so anyway, according to Vibe, Diane Martel, acclaimed video director and all-around creative talent, has died at the age of 63. A statement issued to Rolling Stone confirmed that she passed away on Thursday, that took place on September 18th. Diane passed away peacefully at Memorial Sloan Kettering Hospital, surrounded by friends and family after a long battle with breast cancer, relayed her family. Oh wow. 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 Yeah. Yeah, of course this is sad. Yeah. Um yeah, so that's wow. Yeah. Relayed by family. She is survived by her aunt, Gail Merrifield. Gail Papp, wife of Joseph Papp, founder of the Public Theater. Her three beloved Laurel cats, Pokey, Pop Pop, Pom Pom, and many loving lifetime friends. Known for her work with Beyonce, Mariah Carey, Ciara, Jennifer Lopez, aka J Lo, Robin Thicke, Miley Cyrus, Pharrell Williams, Christina Aguilera, Keys, John Legend, and more, the industry collective grieved the loss of the visionary powerhouse. End quote, you believed in me and I believed in you. You will forever hold a special place in my heart, and I am forever grateful for all the magic we were able to make together, wrote Sierra on Instagram. Martel's most recently released work is the singer's Ecstasy music video issued earlier this year. I know it was all God. Heaven has just gained an angel. I love you so much, Diane Martel, aka Miss D. Rest in paradise. She closed with a red heart emoji. Gangstar, the hip hop duo comprised of MC Guru and DJ Premier, also released a tribute to Martel on social media, listing some of her most memorable work. R.I.P. Diane Martel, who passed away yesterday, September 18th, from breast cancer, began the post, which featured an image of Martel behind the camera. She directed our Gangstar video Mass Appeal 1994. She directed so many classics from Onyx, Doria Guns, ODB, late great ODB, um, Brooklyn Zoo, Method Man, Bring the Pain, Clips, Grinding, Big Shug, Treat You Better, Keith Murray, the most beautifulest thing in the world, in this world, excuse me, Kaya, My Neck, My Back, Mariah Carey, Dream Lover, All I Want for Christmas Is You, Christina Aguilera, Genie in a Bottle, Robin Thicke, Blurred Lines, Miley Cyrus, We Can't Stop, and many more. And add photography to her menu. Your endless history will remain recognized. Sleep peacefully. Pusha T also shared a message on Instagram stories thanking Martel for everything with her moniker Bucky Chrome. Born in New York, Martel got her start in the 1990s as a street artist, according to her biography at the University of Oregon, where she was named the 2022 Harlan J. Strauss Visiting Filmmaker at the Department of Cinema Studies. As described, her experience in dance and choreography influenced her filmmaking career, and with her first big projects existing as dance documentaries funded by the National Endowment for the Arts that aired on the public broadcasting service. She continued to enter the music video space, excelling behind the camera lens for Onyx's Throw Your Guns video in 1992. I love performers, and my minimalist work puts them front and center, she explained to Grantland in 2013 as she broke down her work with women who express themselves sexually. They have to perform because there is not a lot else going on. They feel this on set, and the way I shoot invites them to contribute a lot. Some songs are about sex. Some moments in careers are about sex. If it's called for, we go there. I was a dancer. I know what it takes to go there. um, in Vibe magazine's December 2003 issue, Martel spoke to her passion for hip hop and finding opportunity after dropping out of high school at the age of 16. She has also been featured in Rolling Stone, Fader, Paper Magazine, Flaunt, and more. Just like a hot beat makes you move, a hot video should excite and inspire you. Yes, it's a sales tool, but it's also a visual presentation of the artist's poetry and culture interpreted by the director, just like a sick lyricist, producer, or singer director. A director must have an authentic vision, a point of view, and a voice, she explained to Mimi Valdez. I feel blessed to work in my field. Vibes sends our condolences to the family, friends, fans, and collaborators of Diane Martel. Yeah, yeah, very unfortunate though, but not as unfortunate of Scott Mills leaving BET. When I heard Lauren LaRosa was talking about it, she talked about it briefly, but let me just get into this. This is according to the folks from Variety. Scott Mills president and CEO of BET Media Group, is departing after 23 years with the company. His exit comes about 4 months after the formation of Paramount Skydance. Following the acquisition of Paramount Global by David Ellison's Skydance Media, Louis Carr, currently BET's president of media sales, will take over as president. Yes, Louis Carr is the name. Reporting to George Cheeks, chair of TV media at Paramount Skydance, Carr will continue to serve as BET's head of media sales. In addition, BET Studios is moving under CBS Studios. BET Studios will continue to be led by Aisha Summers Burke. Mills didn't provide a reason for his exit from BET in announcing his departure in a memo to staffers. And here's what he says, in quote: "After 23 years at BET, I've made the difficult decision to step down as president and CEO. Leading this extraordinary brand and serving the Black community alongside all of you has been an incredible honor and privilege." Mills wrote the memo, obtained by Variety. "Your talent, passion, and unwavering commitment to BET's mission have driven all that we've accomplished as a team. As I reflect on our journey, I'm deeply proud of what we've built." Ellison, Paramount Skydance's chairman and CEO, has that BET and its content franchises would be a key part of the new company's streaming strategy, telling reporters shortly after closing the deal for Paramount Global that BET would not be shocked to prospective buyers. Okay. Let's see. All right. Ellison. Yeah, hold on. Under the previous ownership, BET had been shopped to a number of prospective buyers, Black investors and stars, including Tyler Perry, which was rumored. In July 2024, Paramount Global BET in a deal valued at to $1.7 billion to an investor group led by Mills, a pact that Perry said he supported. Yeah, I don't know about that though, man. I don't know about that. Carr, a 39-year veteran of BET, said in a statement, "BET and its commitment to Black and Brown communities has been my life. It's a privilege to lead the brand to the next level of excellence and impact." Cheeks, in his own memo to staff Wednesday about the changes, wrote, "Under Scott's leadership, BET has been a cultural powerhouse, championing and amplifying Black votes. Scott expanded BET's reach and influence, including the creation of BET Studios in 2021. Owners like Kenya Barris and Rashida Jones. He positioned BET as the home for culturally defining tentpole events such as the BET Awards and the NAACP Image Awards, deepening our connection with Black audiences. These strategic moves cemented BET's status as a leading entertainment brand." Cheeks also wrote, "With Lewis at the helm, and our teams aligned, BET is poised to innovate, expand its influence, and set the standard for culturally relevant storytelling in the years ahead." Mills was promoted to CEO of BET in 2021 after serving a variety of positions at BET, including CFO for BET Networks. Prior to that, as president of digital media, Mills launched BET Mobile and BET's digital video distribution operations. He also served as executive VP and COO of BET Interactive, overseeing the launch of the network's website. Um, Mills joined BET as senior vice president of business development in 1997 after working in an investment banking at Lehman Brothers and serving as deputy treasurer of the city of Philadelphia. Yeah, this is crazy, man. Yeah, so this is wow. Wow, wow, wow. Um oh boy. Boy. Wait a minute here. All right, all right. Let me see, let me see, let me see. So the full memo goes like this actually. So this was just half of it actually. I already read the part about after 23 years. So I'll probably read it. Let me just read. I'm gonna read it again actually. Decision to step down as president and CEO, leading this extraordinary brand and serving the Black community alongside all of you has been an incredible honor and privilege. Your talent, passion, and unwavering commitment to BET's mission have driven all that we've accomplished as a team. As I reflect on our journey, I'm deeply proud of what we've built. When Bob Johnson asked me to join BET many years ago, I saw it as an opportunity to learn from America's most successful Black entrepreneur. It proved to be a masterclass in bold vision and exceptional execution, culminating in the advent of the Black American billionaire. This visionary approach continued under Deborah Lee, who guided BET's transition from music video programming to premium scripted originals and cultural tentpoles, greenlit groundbreaking hits like The Game, Being Mary Jane, and The New Edition Story, and elevated the BET brand. When I returned to lead BET in 2018, the industry was confronting the decline of cable. Recognizing this, BET team set, excuse me, the BET team set about executing yet another bold visionary plan, expanding BET beyond cable. We launched BET Plus, which quickly grew to millions of subscribers and doubled our content production. We aggressively extended our digital footprint and grew our cable share. We followed our streaming success with the launch of BET Studios and then established a critical beachhead in the rapidly expanding fast ecosystem with our co-branded fast channels. In short, we transformed BET from a declining a declining legacy cable business into a growing media company leadership positions across the platforms most relevant to Black audiences. The Black creative community's support was instrumental to our success. From our record breaking partnership with Tyler Perry, yielding countless hits and the number one series on TV for Black audiences, to Lee Daniels delivering BET's first Primetime Emmy and Tony nominations and introducing us to the incredibly talented Miss Pat and Jordan Cooper. From Queen Latifah to Dion Cole leading our celebration of Black excellence, to Taraji P. Henson schooling us on our largest stage, Kevin Hart coming home for the 25th anniversary of Culture's biggest night, and Jesse Collins, um, product hold on, the product hold on. Pro do choreo genius. The community support has been incredible. Sorry for the tongue twister. Um, what I cherish most about this journey is working alongside my incredible colleagues, being of service, including partnering with Black business leaders to raise nearly us to support Black Americans during the slamdemic, celebrating and supporting our community with outstanding partners like the NWP and National Urban League, and collaborating with the smartest, boldest, and most talented creative minds in the industry. Thank you for your partnership, your passion, and your belief in BET. Stewarding the brand has been a privilege, and I remain deeply proud of how we upheld its legacy while transforming it for the future. And with great appreciation, this is from Scott. All right, on to the all right, so hold on. On to Cardi B. All right. Let me see something. All right, and this is from scores her second number one on the Billboard 200 albums chart as "Am I the Drama" debuts atop the tally, which already happened. All right, um, debuts atop the tally, which was dated October 4th, which was a Saturday, with 200,000 equivalent album units earned in the United States in the week ending September 25th, according to Luminate. That marks 2025's biggest week for an R&B hip hop album by a woman. Am I the Drama is Cardi B's second full-length studio project, and it follows her chart-topping debut, Invasion of Privacy, which took place in 2018. Also in the top 10 of the latest Billboard 200, Nine Inch Nails soundtrack to Tron Ares debuts at number 5, marked first top 10 for the band since 2013. The Billboard 200 chart ranks the most popular albums in the US based on multi-metric consumption as um hang on hang on hold on, folks. As I was saying, the Billboard 200 chart ranks the most popular albums of the week in the US based on multi-metric consumption as measured in equivalent album units compiled by Luminate. Yes, units comprise album sales, track equivalent albums, and streaming equivalent albums. Each unit equals one album sale or 10 individual tracks from an album, or 3,750 ad supported, or 1,250 paid subscription on demand official audio and video streams generated by songs from the album. Of course, the new October October 4th dated chart will be posted in full on Billboard's website, which already happened on September 30th. For all chart news, follow Billboard and Billboard charts on both of Am I the Drama's 200,000 first week equivalent album units, SEA units comprise 110,000 equaling 145.2 million on demand official streams of the set's songs during the tracking week. It also debuts at number one on top streaming albums. Album sales comprise 88,000, which it debuts at number one on top album sales, and TEA units comprise 2,000. Admire the Drama's opening week sales were boosted by its availability across an array of permutations. It was issued as a standard 19-song widely available digital download album, 20-song CD and vinyl editions, and a 23-song download and streaming edition. There were also further digital variants, an iTunes Store and Apple Music edition with bonus live video tracks, a 30-track artist web store exclusive edition, and two widely available expanded editions with 24 tracks each. The CD and vinyl variants for Admire the Drama were largely only available through Cardi B's web store and through some independent record stores. Admire the Drama was issued on two standard CD variants by the artist, 7 additional CD cover variants. 4 of them signed inclusive of 3 versions with cover art showing gone viral video artist on the stand during her assault trial in August, dubbed the Courtroom Edition, and 8 deluxe CD box sets containing and a CD. The album was also issued on 2 standard vinyl editions, one signed, and 9 additional vinyl variants, some with different covers and or color vinyl, most of them signed, including a Courtroom Edition cover variant. In addition to a typical promotional press run to raise awareness of the album's release, the artist also mounted a busy schedule of in-store appearances during release week, doing photo ops and meet and greets with fans purchasing the album. During release week, she hit 4 independent record stores, Looney Tunes in West Babylon, New York. That's in Long Island, for those who may not know that area. Spin Me Round in Easton, Pennsylvania. DBS Sounds in Riverdale, Georgia, and Fingerprints in Long Beach, California, and a Hot Topic location in Elmhurst, New York, and a Walmart in Cypress, Texas. The widely available editions of Am I the Drama contain the Billboard Hot 100 charted hits Outside. It peaked at number 10 in July. Imaginary Players, number 70 in August. Let's see. Up, number 1 in March 2021. And WAP. These are old songs, actually. Megan Thee Stallion. Number 1 in August 2020. So the chart-topping K-pop Demon Hunter soundtrack holds at number 2 with 104,000 equivalent album units earned. The set also notches a 10th week inside the top 2 on the Billboard 200, marking the most weeks inside the top 2 for a soundtrack since the Frozen album Log 21. Non-consecutive frames in the top 2, 13 of them at number 1 in 2014. K-pop surpasses Encanto, which had 9 weeks in the top 2, all at number 1 in 2022. Morgan Wallen's former number 1, I'm the Problem, is steadily at number 3. And Sabrina Carpenter's chart-topping Man's Best Friend is stationary at number 4. 90,000 equivalent album units, down 7%. 69,000 down 21%. 9 Inch Nails are back in the Billboard top 10 for the first time in over a decade. Damn. As the band's soundtrack to the film Tron Ares debuts at number 5, the highest debut five for a soundtrack, with 45,000 equivalent album units earned. Of that sum, album sales comprise 39,000. It debuts at number 2 on the on top album sales. SEA units comprise 6,000, equaling 8.37 million on official streams of the set songs. And TEA units comprise a negligible sum. 9 Inch Nails have tallied 7 top albums on the Billboard 200. Tron Ares, Hesitation Marks, number 3. Year Zero, number 2. With Teeth, with Teeth. Oh shit! With Teeth, number 1 in 2005. It's 2007, 2013. Okay. Yeah. So the Fragile, number 1 was number 1 in 1999, November 1st. The Downward Spiral, number 2, 1994, and Broken, number 7, 1992. The first week sales of Tron Ares were aided by its availability across 4 vinyl variants, a cassette, 2 CD variants, and a download and streaming edition, all containing the same track list. Tron Ares is the companion soundtrack to the film of the same name, which is already out right now. Actually, it's already out right now. Actually, the soundtrack is already out, and I believe this is like the. I believe, yeah, the movie's out right now. Actually, it's already on demand, probably on DVDs and stuff already. So it came out on DVD already. So so basically it follows Tron Legacy 2010 and Tron 1982. The Tron Ares soundtrack is the second Tron movie soundtrack to reach the Billboard 200, following Dat Punk's Tron Legacy, which peaked at number 4. Tron Ares was preceded by the album's single "As Alive as You Need Me to Be," which has reached the top 10 on both alternative airplay and mainstream rock airplay. Also with K-pop Demon Hunters and Tron Ares at numbers 2s and 5. There are 2 soundtracks in the top 5 simultaneously for the first time in more than 6 years. It last happened on March 30th, 2019. It last happened on the March 30th, 2019 chart, when Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper's chart topping A Star Is Born was number 3, and Queen's Bohemian Rhapsody was number 5. Rounding out the rest of the latest top 10 on the Billboard 200, Alex Warren's You'll Be Alright Kid rises 7 to 6, 35,000 equivalent album units, down 30%. SZA's chart topping SOS climbs 8 to 7, 33,000, down 2%. Wallen's former leader, One Thing at a Time, steps 9 to 8, 32,000, down 3%. Justin Bieber's Swag shifts 6 to 9, just under 32,000, down 27%. And Bad Bunny's former number 1, actually, I can't pronounce this actually. I don't want to butcher it, so I don't want to butcher it. So climbs 13 to 10, nearly 32,000, up 21%. Illuminate, the independent data provider to the Billboard charts completes a thorough review of all data submissions used in compiling the weekly chart rankings, eliminate reviews, and authenticates data. In partnership with Billboard, data deemed suspicious or unverifiable is removed using established criteria before final chart calculations are made and published. Yeah. So there you go, right there, man. There you go, right there. Let me let me make some noise for Cardi B, the number one spot on Billboard on the Billboard charts, and for making a comeback. All right. All right. The next topic we're gonna be talking about is um let's talk Green Acres making the making renovations and changes and stuff. So um now this is from the folks from patch.com actually. So here's what's going on with the Green Acres Mall actually. So which is in Valley Stream, New York, which is near Rosedale. So Green Acres Mall is moving forward with a new construction project. The $100 million mall renovation will boost employment in the shopping center, the town of Hempstead Industrial Development Agency said. The project includes 370,000 square feet of new development in the northeast section of the mall. And I believe, actually, from what I was told by a homegrown of mine, this latest step is a natural progression of our long term vision to transform Green Acres into a dynamic destination that honors its legacy while embracing the future. Green Acres General Manager Joe Flock said in a corporate statement. Construction is expected to be completed in 2027, which is 2 years from now. The mall will be open during construction. The IDA has consented in the new leases. The new leases that will bring in new restaurants, uh, a supermarket, an entertainment venue, and an activity space that will include bowling and arcade and various new retailers. The mall's total employment count in 2024 was 2,472 and 2,537 in 2023. The IDA extension granted in 2024 requires the mall to employ 2,400. These new retailers and restaurants will bring diversity to the retail and restaurant offerings available at Green Acres and many new jobs, said Fred Parola, the IDA CEO and executive director. These are all solid additions to the Green Acres Mall that will contribute to the long-term success of the shopping center. Yeah, so there's no specific date of when it's going to be completed in 2027. So if I hear anything, I will gladly circle back. All right. All right. Memphis Bleek shares his theory on why Jay-Z um um no longer raps anymore and decides to hang up the mic. Okay. And this is from Billboard, actually. So Memphis Bleek has a pretty good working theory as to why his mentor Jay-Z hasn't really released music, aside from a handful of features since his last solo album, 2017's 444, and his The Carter's joint album with wife Beyonce. Bleak sat down with Shannon Sharp's Club Shake Shake podcast and talked about why he thinks Jay isn't as consistent with making music as he used to be. After the NFL Hall of Famer mentioned that the legendary rapper is more known these days for his business acumen. Jay always been the businessman, Bleak said. If you go back to his first album, second album, around that time, he always was talking about retiring after his first album. Then he was like, I'm going to retire after the second album. He never wanted to do this and be. Hang on. Hang on. He said he never wanted to do this and be this glamorous superstar. He wanted to be the biggest businessman. So that's why, if you see music is the backbone, but his business is his personality. You know what I mean? That's who he is, the businessman. And hold on. And that's what overshadows the music. He added, in quote, Jay needs to be challenged to do music. Not saying that somebody need to diss him or competition. He just feels like there's no one on his level. When Eminem was making music, Pun was making music, Biggie, Tupac, those guys, he had competition to be like, oh, I got to be number one. It's no competition for Jay now unless he wants to battle me. Sharp also brought up seeing some fans on social media wondering why Jay doesn't help Dame Dash with his current financial situation. And before he could finish, Bleak immediately cut him off, saying Jay isn't that type of person. That's not Jay. He said, I'm just letting you know that right now I'm his friend. He ain't giving nothing away to the loved ones. You have to earn it. You gotta work. And then the person who was chopping at his tree for so long, I don't see it happening. In other, I don't even, in other whole business news, hang on a second. His much publicized Times Square studio excuse me, in other whole business news, his much publicized Times Square casino bid was denied in a 4-2 vote by the Community Advisory Committee. Yeah, of course you can check out Club Shay Shay podcast with Shannon Sharp and the interview with Memphis Bleek, and you can also check out Memphis Bleek's Rock Solid podcast on the Drink Champs Media YouTube channel and streaming platforms. All right. Um all right, let's go to the next topic. The next topic is going to be, this caught my attention when I actually saw this actually. Now, I know many of you know about the popular beverage drink rum. There's this thing called National Rum Day, and in case you don't know what that is, I'll gladly fill you what that is and what the history is about. All right, so National Rum Day, which took place on August 16th of this year, is an opportunity to celebrate one of our favorite uh, libations and share some interesting facts about the history and culture surrounding this historic spirit. Rum has been a staple of the economy of the Americas from nearly its founding and remains one of the most versatile liquors available today. Traditionally found in light or dark varieties, rum has found its way into many alluring and inventive cocktails, punches, and mixed drinks. And let's see, what's the yes? So let's get into the history behind National Rum Day. Come on, rum's early history runs parallel with that of the Americas, and some would say few liquors have had a bigger impact on the New World. While some form of rum has been distilled since the 3rd century BCE, it wasn't until 17th century colonizers began growing sugarcane in the Caribbean that rum's popularity exploded. Molasses is a byproduct of sugar production, and rather than let this access go to waste, they distilled it into booze. Good call. Initially called Kill Devil. Oh shit. For its high alcohol content and less than savory taste. The process of fermenting and distilling molasses became steadily more sophisticated and the spirit significantly more enjoyable. The the etymology of the word rum is still open for debate, but among the most agreed upon theories is that it is derived from the terms rum um or rumbustion, both meaning an upheaval, but eventually shortened term to rum. Rum production quickly spread throughout the Caribbean and beyond to islands such as Bermuda, Nevis, and Jamaica, becoming one of the most popular spirits and even being used as currency. Rum became so popular in colonial America that it eventually contributed to 80% of the exports from New England, and a tax on sugar in the 1760s led directly, to the American Revolution. However, not all of rum's history is so rosy. Like many of the labor intensive industries of the early American economies, the sugarcane and thus the rum trade was based on slave labor, and spirits popularity. contributed to the slave trade that existed in America until the Emancipation Proclamation of 1863. All right, the timeline goes like this. The timeline for National Rum Day is starts from 1620s. Molasses distilled into rum. Molasses is a byproduct of sugar production. Is distilled in a spirit that will eventually be called rum. 1655, rum usurps brandy among the Royal Navy. When the British Navy captured Jamaica, it had access to domestically produced rum, leading to the daily liquor rations of sailors of rum over the more expensive brandy. 1664, the first rum distillery in colonial America, the first distillery in what will become continental U.S. is founded on Staten Island, which is in New York. 1764, the Sugar Act. The 1764 tax on sugar and molasses creates significant tension between British colonists and the home country. 2020, the first celebration Gosling sponsors National Rum Day, which includes a survey and fun quiz. Want to be a sponsor? You can learn how. I'm not gonna do that actually. I'm not gonna do that actually, but I'll be glad to go over. All right, so Americans love rum. 26% more than a quarter of Americans consider rum their go-to liquor. However, there is no strong preference between white and dark rum. 1 out of 3 have a strong preference for a single rum brand, but most switch between 2 or more brands. When it comes to drinking on the beach, rum is preferred over any other liquor. So rum is 37%, vodka is 25%, whiskey and bourbon 13%, tequila 20%, and gin 5%. All right, so what is your favorite liquor to order in a cocktail at a bar? 29% say vodka, 28% say rum, whiskey 20% um say whiskey and bourbon, while 16% tequila and 6% of gin. What is your favorite liquor to make in a cocktail at home? 30% stated vodka. 30%. Oh shit, it's tied. It's tied. It's tied with rum. Vodka is tied with rum with 30% each. Um, yeah, 30. The next 30% say rum, whiskey and bourbon 21%. 14% for tequila and 6% of gin. Of course, for rum cocktails, pina coladas are the most popular, especially for enjoying at the beach. In the colder months, rum and coke is the clear favorite, 35%, and is preferred when making cocktails at home. Okay, so rum cocktail impressions. What does your drink say about you? We found that the following rum cocktails can leave quite an impression. Rum and coke drinkers appear down to earth and approachable, while pina colada drinkers appear energetic and outgoing. Dark and stormy drinkers, dark and stormy drinkers appear bold and confident. I never heard of dark and stormy, but that one's interesting and funny though. Oh shit. Ranking of the most rum loving states starts with New York. That's number 1. Number 2, Florida. 3, Texas. Number 4, New Jersey. Number 5, California. Number 6, Pennsylvania. Number 7, India. Number 8, Illinois. Number 9, North Carolina. And number 10, Alabama. All right, National Rum Day activities. You can have a cocktail, obviously, whether it's iced in a glass, neat in a tumbler, or frozen with little umbrellas in it. Rum is the spirit of summer in every possible way. Branch out and try a new concoction and keep summer in your heart. Channel your inner privateer. Rum is known as the drink of choice for sailors, particularly those frequenting island ports like Jamaica, Bermuda, and the Bahamas. But it is also a part of pirate lore. Make a nod to your favorite privateer through a period accurate cocktail eye patch not required. Go on a rum based culinary excursion. Take the rum out of the glass and into the pan for an interesting and fiery cooking and baking experience. Classic desserts like rum raisin pie, spiced rum cake. Ooh, damn. Oh shit. And the combustive bananas foster all put the sweet taste of rum in front and center. Not gonna really do that one. So five fun facts about rum. Number one, it was used as medicine. It was believed that an antioxidant properties could fight off scurvy and vitamin deficiency diseases. Number two, a trading currency in colonial times, rum was sometimes used as currency to pay sailors. Number three, a pirate's favorite drink. Pirates often drink grog, a mix of rum, water, and lime juice by the barrel. I'm not sure about that one right there, but number four, the rum trail. Some Caribbean islands like Barbados offer rum trails, a series of distilleries and rum related attractions that tourists can visit. That's number four. Number five, the older it gets, rum gets drier with age, not sweeter. Damn. Kind of shit is that? Anyway, why we love National Rum Day, you ask? It's one of the most versatile spirits. Over the centuries, rum has proven itself to be a versatile and useful spirit that can be mixed into punches or cocktails in a myriad of ways, enjoyed neat or even on the rocks. It has a flavor complexity that can't be rivaled. Whiskey often gets the nod for the most overanalyzed liquor by gourmands, but aged rum with its smoky, earthy aroma and notes of vanilla and caramel offers some serious fodder for foodies to gush about. Excuse me. Its history mirrors the Americans. The history of rum runs parallel to the history of the Americas. Its impact can be felt from the sugarcane trade, slavery, the American Revolution, and the growth of nearby island economies, particularly Bermuda. All right, so next year, Sunday, August 16th, uh, um, following 27, Monday, August 16th, uh, when 2028, Wednesday, August 16th, 2029, Thursday, August 16th, and of course, 2030, Friday, August 16th. All right. All right. The next topic that I want to do is yeah. Let's talk about the meaning behind 6-7, because a lot of people have been talking about this. Even the crew from Good Morning Football Overtime was talking about it, that it was like a joke. And you see some sports reporters and commentators in the booth and stuff like that actually was using that to actually express themselves and stuff to entertain. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so Um, According to Double XL Mag, Skrilla has everyone screaming 6'7". His 2025 single Doot Doot 6'7" has birthed one of the year's most viral trends that even he didn't see coming. Currently in the middle of his Z tour, Skrilla chops it up with Double XL Double XL about the phrase that's been taken over the internet, getting a cosign from Young Boy Never Broke Again, New Music, and more. The 26-year-old rapper from the Kensington section of Philadelphia has been making a name for himself over the past few years with his dark drill raps on projects like 2024's Underworld and 2024's Zombie Love Kensington Paradise, which chronicle the grim surroundings of his hometown. This past February, he officially released the single Doot Doot 6'7", um, after initially leaking the track last year. Skrilla casually punctuates his verse with the numbers 6'7". Thanks to the viral videos posted by high school basketball player Taylor Kenny and a YouTuber known as a 6'7" kid, blurted out the ambiguous numbers during various situations has become a thing. The phrase has turned into slang to mean everything from ranking objects to nothing at all. Six in quote 6'7" changed from a negative thing to a positive. Skrilla tells Double XL. It's millions of other things for other people. Everybody got their own meaning to it. The 6'7" craze has recently reached new heights. In October, South Park dedicated a segment of an episode to mocking the trend. The same month, NBA YoungBoy brought out Skrilla during a massive tour stop in the city of brotherly love. He's a good dude. Not really what I expected from listening to his music, Skrilla says of YoungBoy. He gave me a bunch of advice. Let's see. So in another that wasn't on the 2025 bingo card moment, Skrilla also performed Doot Doot 6'7" on stage with British singer Natasha Bedingfield during an October tour stop in Philly. And yes, you can check out his interview on the Double XL YouTube channel. All right. So there you go, right there. And if you want to hear about the 6'7" craze, how it come about and stuff, you can check it out on Double XL Mag's YouTube channel. All right. Let me see what else I have left to cover. Let me see. Um okay. I want to talk about some tech. I haven't talked about tech in a long time, actually. I have not talked about tech in a long time, actually. So I want to get to that as well as the video game news. So before we even get into that, um we're gonna get into we'll get into the tech segment. Um for those of you new to this channel, Crunch Tech Mentions is basically about the gadgets and everything else in between. It could be phones, it could be laptops, it could be it could be any gadget that you use is part of tech. All right. Um um okay, so we're gonna get into this thing called Crunch Tech Mentions. All right, so let's get into it. Here we go. Here we go. All right, here's some gadgets that I want to go over actually, and this is from Gadget Flow. All right, the website, thegadgetflow.com. In case anybody don't know about it though, but I am going to actually go over some tech gadgets. All right. All right, some tech gadgets to go over. Some of these are, I have to warn y'all, man. I have to warn y'all. These fucking prices are so outrageous and stuff. So I'm actually gonna go over it though, man. So let's go over the gadgets, shall we? All right. So this gadget is a Honeywell Home X8S smart thermostat with Wi-Fi. Um, and let me see if there's a description on here. So yes, there is a description on there. Let's get into it right here. So Honeywell Home X8S smart thermostat overview. So you can upgrade your comfort with the Honeywell Home X8S smart thermostat. It's a sleep wall thermostat that balances comfort, control, and energy savings. Smart remote control, use the first alert app to adjust temperature, modes, and schedules from anywhere so your home is ready when you arrive. Comfort that follows you. Features like radar occupancy, sensing, and smart away adjust heating and cooling based on presence. They keep you cozy and help save energy. Clear 5-inch touchscreen, a bright customizable display shows temperature, humidity, and more. Better air and fewer hot spots. IAQ controls manage humidity and ventilation, and optional wireless room sensors help even out hot and cold rooms. Doorbell and smart home ready. View and talk with visitors from the thermostat and connect with Alexa, Google Assistant, and Apple Home. Um, the X8S smart thermostat suits busy homes that want reliable comfort and simple control. Let's see. Let's see. So you got the Raccoon 2 SE robot mower for small lawns. Okay, this one is this one. So like I said, the Honeywell Home X8S smart thermostat with Wi-Fi is going to cost you $219.99. The Raccoon 2 SE robot mower for small lawns is going to be $406.39. This one is okay. All right, Raccoon 2 SE robot lawnmower takes care of small lawns for you without wires or complex setup. Just place it, press start, and let it mow. No wire, no RTK setup. Uses onboard navigation instead of ground wires or antennas. So you avoid digging layout work and outdoor hardware. Radio ready out ready out of the box. Start mowing soon after unboxing so you spend less time installing and more time enjoying a clean yard. Powerful A powerful 5AH battery. Support longer cutting sessions on small gardens so the mower can finish more of the lawn per charge. Dual mapping and auto recharge learns your yard layout, returns to its base when needed, and resumes work for consistent coverage. AI obstacle avoidance detects and avoids objects and wildlife, helping protect your lawn, pets, and the mower itself. Um, Raccoon 2 SE suits busy homeowners who want easy, low comfort lawn care in smaller outdoor spaces. Um, so yeah, so that's going to cost you $406.39. Um, the Garmin InReach Mini 3 compact SOS satellite device. It's going to cost you $449.99. So this is for camping and survival. Okay. All right. So, damn it, get rid of this. Anyway, um, stay connected beyond cell service with the Garmin InReach Mini 3 SOS satellite communicator. This compact rugged device keeps you reachable and trackable on remote trips. Global SOS support trigger and interactive SOS with your GPS location to the Garmin Response Center. It allows rescue teams to coordinate exactly where you are, two-way satellite messaging, send and receive text via the Iridium network. This way you can update family or team members even far from cell towers. Reliable GPS tracking, share your live track route, distance, time, and elevation so others can follow your progress in real time. Rugged touchscreen design thanks to a 1.9-inch color touchscreen and durable IP67 body. Navigation and messaging stay easy in harsh conditions. Long lasting battery, get up to 350 hours of battery life with 10-minute tracking. You can choose the InReach Mini 3 if you want simple, dependable, off grid safety in a pocket size device. All right. I'll do one more tech gadget for you folks though, man, and I'll save the rest for next time. All right. So you got the Pebble 2 Dual smartwatch, 30-day battery life in black or white. This is for what is this? So the Pebble 2 Dual is a modern remake of the Pebble 2 smartwatch. It keeps the familiar form while adding updated chips, sensors, and much longer battery life. Clear e-paper display and app ecosystem. A 1.26-inch black and white e-paper screen stays readable in bright light and uses very little power, letting you 1,000 plus Pebble apps and watch faces without frequent charging. 3-day battery and modern BLE, the Nordic and F520 52840 chip and power efficient components extend runtime to about 30 days. So the watch lasts through weeks of daily use and syncs reliably. Speakers, microphone, and LRA haptics. A small speaker, microphone, and linear no resonance act, actu, actuator deliver clearer audio and quieter, strong feedback, which improves calls, timers, and notifications. Improve sensors and tracking, barometer and compass plus step and sleep tracking give more useful activity and environmental data, which enhances apps and watch faces that rely on sensors. Lightweight build straps and water resistance. Polycarbonate frame offered in black or white. Standard 22 millimeters. Quick release straps and IPX8 level water resistance make the watch durable and easy to customize. Familiar Pebble software meets modern hardware and long battery life, making this a practical daily smartwatch choice for users and developers. All right, so this is for men and fitness. Okay, I'm gonna save the rest of the tech stuff. I want to get to the I want to get to some video game news. To We're gonna go to let me see. All right. Um yeah, let's go to the video game entertainment newsroom. I do want to discuss the game awards actually. I do want to discuss that actually. When I get a chance actually, but let me set this thing up here. All right, so the video game entertainment newsroom starts right now. All right, let's go to video gaming news. All right, so and this is from all right, so I want to go over the schedule of each video game news. So, since we in the month of December, Marvel's Cosmic Invasion, which came out last week, for PS5, PS4, Nintendo Switch and a half. What? I don't get that. It's on Xbox and PC. Assassin's Creed Shadows, which also came out on December 2nd for Nintendo Switch 2. Destiny 2 Renegades expansion also came out the same day for PS5, Xbox, and PC. Holy Justice Galaxy Outcast for PC. Rising Heat for PC. She's Leaving PS5, Xbox, and PC. Samago Legacy Collection for Nintendo Switch and Nintendo Switch 2 and PC. Let It Die Inferno um, um, came out on December 3rd for PS5 and PC. Pop Com also came out on December 3rd, which for Nintendo Switch. December 4th is when Blood Refresh Supply came out for PS5, PS4, Nintendo Switch, Xbox, and PC. Followed by Cloudheim for PC. Elden Ring Night Rain for the Forsaken Hollows DLC for PS5, Xbox, and PC. Followed by Metro Prime 4 Beyond, which already came out already on December 4th for Nintendo Switch, Nintendo Switch 2, and also Night Swarm also came out the same day for PC. Northgard Definitive Edition for PC. Octopath Traveler O for PS5, PS4, Nintendo Switch 2, Xbox, and PC. Routine also came out the same day for Xbox and PC. And of course, obviously, Sonic Racing Cross Worlds for Nintendo Switch 2 edition. That's also out right now, actually, for Nintendo Switch 2. Thief VR, Legacy of Shadows, December 4th, PS VR 2. Quest 2 third, Steam VR. Microsoft So Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 came out on December 8th, which is today, followed by PS5 Yakuza Kiwami 1 plus 2, PS5 Xbox December 9th, which is tomorrow, Unbeatable for PS5 Xbox and PC. Farming Simulators Signature Edition, December 10th for Nintendo Switch 2. I wanted to talk about the Game Awards actually. This caught my attention actually when I was watching one of the YouTubers talk about that as well. Let me see. Let me see what the damn date is for. Let me see what the damn date is actually. So hold on. Hold on. Game Awards 2025. Okay. Okay. Game Awards 2025. Here we go. Game Awards. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. This is, oh, wow. Oh, wait. So this presentation of the Game Awards. Okay. I'll talk about this even further actually. In another episode actually. So where the Game Awards will take place. So the presentation is set to take place at the Peacock Theater in Los Angeles on December 11th, which is a Thursday. Yeah, that's a Thursday. Yes, that's a Thursday. Let's take I want to take a look at this actually. Let's take a look, man, because I'm dropping this episode on Wednesday. So I want to actually get into this actually. So this is from purexbox.com. All right, what will be shown at the Game Awards? So far, we've got Action RPG Exodus confirmed for the Game Awards 2025, and we expect more games to get revealed. Revealed. Hang on a minute. Come on. Yeah, revealed in the run up to the show. We also know that Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time remake won't be at the event. We covered these elsewhere at Pure Xbox. So, the Game Awards 2025 rumors and speculation, alongside 2 bits of news above. We do have a few other notable rumors and bits of speculation about TGA 2025 circling at the moment. Oh man. All right. So Remedy is rumored to show up with something following a recent trademark, and Jeff himself is also hyping something up with some typically cryptic social posts. Our friends at Push Square have been following this one a little closer in recent days. So, how to watch the Game Awards 2025? You can watch it here at Pure Xbox and YouTube. Hang on a second here. Let me see. Let me see what else. Let me see what else though, man. I mean, as usual, we're hosting the Game Awards here at Pure. Want to watch along live and join the team, you can do so. If you can't watch, if you can't catch it live, we'll be covering all the big announcements on the website as well. Let's see. So yeah, how to watch? Yeah, so like I said, man, there's some video game organizations that's actually going to actually cover this actually. So Um, yeah, so it's gonna be a whole. Hang on a second, man. Yeah, there's like a whole thing going on with the. Okay, so all right, so what to expect from the Game Awards actually? So yeah, so there you go, right there. Let me see what to expect. All right, so keep tabs on because what is it? Don't worry, we're not going quite as far fetched as to say GTA 6. They're not GTA 6 is not going to be at the Game Awards this year because it got delayed to November 19th of 2026. I actually talked about this episodes ago. In 429, I believe. If you didn't know that there was a delay in Grand Theft Auto 6 that's been delayed to November 19th of 2026. It's not going to come out in May anymore of next year. So you know what I'm saying? So I had to let one of the YouTubers, Andy from Andy's Randomness, about GTA 6 that's been delayed. All right. So there you go right there. Um I don't think The Witcher 4 is going to be there, which CD Project Red has already confirmed it won't be. They're not going to be there. So there you go, right there. Let's see what. So let's see what we know will be there. So Regal, inspiring thickness. No, not words often used to describe me, but the ones that accompany Jeff Jeff Kiley's social media post of a mysterious demon covered monolith that appeared in Mojave Desert last week. Theories have been flying out as to what it could be teasing, but much of that speculation has been debunked. With Diablo, God of War, and the Elder Scrolls 6 all supposedly not what it relates to, what do you think it is? I hate to disappoint some of you Sonic fans. I don't think there's going to be. I don't think Sonic is going to be in the Game Awards. To be honest with you, would it be interesting to see Sonic at the Game Awards to win an award? Sure, but there's more to the story actually. So there's more to this story, actually. So we do know that Resident Evil Requiem will be showing up on the 11th with a new look at the long-running horror series' latest entry. Arriving early next year, rumors have been circulating ever since its original reveal that Resident Evil 4 hunk Leon Kennedy will make an appearance in Requiem. It is now the time for Capcom to confirm his inclusion. A new playable character will be revealed for Invincible VS, though. The fighting game adaptation of the cult favorite. Can we stop using the word cult for everything? My fucking gosh, man. Like, chill, man. Yeah, yeah. Comic and animated TV show has garnered a lot of attention since its summer reveal. So, who do you think this character will be? We'll also get a good look at Exodus, the upcoming sci-fi action RPG from Archetype Studios, formed by former BioWare developers. With that sort of Mass Effect pedigree behind it, it's certainly one we're looking forward to seeing a lot more of. We also know that a new Total War game will be revealed by developer Creative Assembly following the 25th anniversary. Phantom Blade Zero, a quite punishing sword action Chinese developer. S game was originally meant to arrive in 2025, but a release date is finally set to finally set to be unveiled on the 11th alongside a brand new trailer. And finally, we know that one of the musical performances on Thursday night will be from um, Evan Evanescence, who will be showcasing their song Afterlife from the Netflix adaptation of Devil May Cry. Would I prefer they did Bring Me to Life with Nathan Fielder dressed as an airline pilot? Oh man, on backing vocals, yes, of course, but we can't have everything in this world. What might be their clear, obscure Expedition 33 broke the record for the most nominations of the Game Awards. Looks set to be one of the big winners of the night. Could we see a release date announcement for the upcoming free update that will add a new dungeon among other treats? Who knows? Maybe even a cheeky little shadow drop. Another announcement we could see from one of the big nominees of the night is a wider console release for Hades, Hades or Hades, however you pronounce it. Two, yeah, that Hades or Hades, however you pronounce that. Yeah, Hades or Hades 2. So however you pronounce that shit. So currently only on PC and Nintendo Switch. Could one of 2025's biggest games come to PS5 and Xbox? Fallout Season 2 arrives on Amazon Prime Video on December 17th, and given Jeff's penchant for having stars of stage at the Game Awards, we wouldn't be shocked to see some combination of Ella Parnell and Walton Goggins arrive to give us a sneak peek of what's to come. Speaking of stars of the big screen, things don't come much more cinematic than James Bond. 007 First Light is the upcoming action adventure from Hitman Studio IO Interactive, and it's shaping up very nicely, as you can read in my big preview. With it coming out in March 2026, surely we're due for another hit on the Bond soon. Could a big reveal, such as who the villain will be or who is performing the game's theme, be at the Game Awards? The stage certainly seems set for the latter to come, with a live performance at the show. Marvel 1940 Rise of Hydra, which is being helmed by Uncharted's Amy Hennig, moved out of early 2026. The delay may mean that we'll be waiting a little longer to play Captain America and Black Panther's World War II adventure. But is now the time for a full gameplay reveal. Speaking of Marvel's Insomniacs, Marvel's Wolverine is due late in 2026. And while we've had some teasers of what it would look like in action, we certainly love to see more. As for other PlayStation, Sorrows looks set to follow in the sci-fi shooter's footsteps of breakout hit Returnal when it arrives in March. Again, Station Studios game Intergalactic, the heretic prophet may well be a while off yet. If you think you are playing this in 2026, keep dreaming. But seeing as it got its big reveal at last year's Game Awards, it wouldn't be a stretch to see a bigger look at Naughty Dog's next project very soon. On the Xbox side of things, could we see, could we finally see a could we finally get, a good look at some Fable gameplay? or maybe see Gears Award E-Day in action. There's also Forza Horizon play next year, of which we've seen nothing. We've seen nothing but the smallest of teasers. We know it's set. We love to see just how beautiful playground games depiction of Tokyo is. Plus, let's face it, driving games can never resist pulling out all of the stops and placing their cover car center of stage at events like this. It also wouldn't be a Jeff Kylie show with a sprinkling of Hideo Ko- Kojima into the mix. The Metal Gear Solid creator is up for a few awards thanks to Death Stranding 2 on the beach. But might we also get a look at what is coming up next from him? Xbox horror exclusive OD Knock continues to be teased as it conjures up unsettling memories of PT. So we could see more of that. There's also Ficent, his PlayStation espionage action exclusive that may point, but not beyond the realms of possibility of Kojima to tease further. Um, Another legendary developer, Ken Levine, continues to work away on Judas. It's been over 12 years since he last released the game, 2013's Bioshock Infinite. So, who really knows if now is the time to finally give us a launch date for this one? I'm very excited about it, but I won't let myself get carried away until I have any idea when I'll actually be able to play it. And finally, for now, From Software's Switch 2 exclusive, the Dusk Bloods, has been very quiet ever since its initial reveal back in April's Nintendo Direct. Due for 2026, and seeing Kylie has had several previous Hayataka Miyazaki related reveals at the Game Awards in the past. Maybe now is the time for an in-depth look at exactly what this co-op action uh AP RPG is. What can what we can dream will be there. Well, at least we don't have to close our eyes and cross our fingers in hope of a Hollow Knight Silk Song release date anymore. But will Team Cherry tease DLC for one of 2025's best games? Even I won't go as far as to genuinely suggest that. Another one of this year's best games is Donkey Kong Bonanza, which served as Nintendo's big launch window 3D platformer. That may come as a surprise to some who thought Mario would have that position nailed down. Could we see a new 3D Mario game announced at the Game Awards? It's admittedly a long shot, but with the new Super Mario Galaxy movie on the way next spring, it it sure would be nice to have a new game to play alongside it. Let's see. What might be more likely is a look log has been cooking up at Sony Santa Monica. A new game from the God of War director outside of that universe has been rumored for a long time now, and it feels like we may be getting closer to seeing what it is. The Game Awards has a pattern of bringing back past winners of the Game of the Year award to tease their next projects. So this gives us a little hope here. Following on from that train of thought, two recent recipients of the big prize have been Elden Ring and Baldur's Gate 3. The former's creator from software may well bring the Dusk Bloods with them, as mentioned earlier, but what about a new single player action RPG? In the mold of what has made them so well renowned. Bloodborne 2, anyone. I almost feel bad for mentioning it. As for Baldur's Gate 3, developer Larian is surely now working on its next game. Although seen as BG3 did take many years to make, we won't be expecting to play this one soon. Could we see a tease of what's to come though? Do you think it would be Baldur's Gate 4 or something together different? Baldur's Gate original developer BioWare has its sights set on the stars as the EA studio returns to the beloved sci-fi RPG series Mass Effect. Could we could we be could we be given a glimpse where the story may be heading next? Or dare we even dream of some Mass Effect 5 gameplay? That may be a little too far, but I do like to dream. And speaking of dreaming, I can't not mention Half-Life 3. Rumors has rumors have been circling over recent weeks that the long awaited FPS sequel might actually be in development, with an announcement imminent. Could actually be at the Game Awards. Jeff Kiley does have a long history with Valve, but these days it operates more like Rockstar does. With outside help rarely called on for its big marketing beats. Don't get me wrong, I'd love to see Gordon Freeman pop up on that giant screen, but I won't believe it until I do. Um, until I do, yes. So, and what would be your dream Game Awards reveal? Let us know in the yeah. Let us know in the comments below. Yeah. Anyway, anyway, so mark your calendars for the Game Awards that's happening on December 11th, this Thursday. All right. And like I said, it's gonna take place at the Peacock theater in Los Angeles, California. And if you can't make it, you can watch it. You can watch it on the Xbox YouTube channel along with other gaming YouTube channels that's showing it live stream. Okay. So there you go, right there, folks. I am going to wrap up here. I'm going to wrap up here right now, actually. So let me just I'm going to wrap up here, actually. So um yeah, give me 1 second. All right. Let me move this back a bit. Okay, so to 1 second. Yeah. Let's get into this last segment of the night. No, hold on. Hold on 1 second here. Sorry about that. That's not what I meant to do. Hold on. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, stream choices on the go, man. Let's get to it right here, right now. All right, so make sure you follow Off the Meat Rat Chainz New York podcast, my comedy platform on Facebook, alongside with Bluesky Social, Threads, and Instagram. The same social media platform, which is Sports Edition Show, Excellent Fun Vibrant Talks podcast, alongside with my entertainment review show, Meticulous Vajuice podcast, and um, you can also follow your host with the most, G Money Stacks 555 in Queens, New York, on Threads and Instagram as well. So, all right, so when you go to the link in bio, you're going to see a whole list of streaming platform podcast link feeds, actually. All right, so um, starting with Odyssey, you go to Linktree / G Money Stacks 555. You're going to see these streaming platform link feeds. Starting with Odyssey, Audible, Audioburst, Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts. Don't forget to leave a review with 5 stars. Tell me your response. Tell me how you feel about today's topics in transit and other topics in between. And we're on Castbox FM, Deezer, Listen Notes, Moon FM Podcast, Overall FM Podcast, Pandora, Player FM, Pocket Cast, Podo Polo, Podorama Podcast, Index Podcast, Addict, Podchaser, Podverse, Podcast Guru, Podcatcher, Podcast Republic, Snip. Make sure you add the podcast to your Spotify playlist. And you can also share this. You can also share this with everybody who uses Spotify as well. You can also listen on Spotify for Creators, TuneIn Radio, Fountain, Good Pods, iHeartRadio, the #1 app where you can listen to your favorite music artists, such as rappers, singers in R&B, and other music genres. Your favorite AM and FM radio stations, and of course, you can listen to the podcast episodes for free. You don't need a credit card to download iHeartRadio. All you need to do is make sure you download iHeartRadio onto your iPhones, Android phones, and iPads, Android tablets. You can even download it to your laptops as well, which includes Apple, Mac, and Dell laptop models. All right. And let me just mention, make sure you click the subscribe button on the YouTube channel page, G Money Stacks 555, for more episodes that are uploaded to the YouTube channel page. Let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments on how you feel about the transit topics and today's topics as well. And leave a like and express yourself in the comments below on YouTube. How do you feel about the topics in not only today's episode, but each episode, all right? And and um also be sure to also share the podcast link that says Linktree / G Money Stacks 555 with streaming platforms to your husbands, your wives, your boyfriends, girlfriends, your neighbors, friends, people you're cool with from work, whatsoever. And also be sure to also enable alerts so you'll be notified on when I'll be on the air via live stream alongside with the new with more video podcast episode live stream recordings, and of course new episodes will be dropping Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. All right, and also do the same with my other podcast shows that's also on YouTube as well. Make sure you subscribe to the sports YouTube channel page. Excellent fun vibrant talks podcast alongside with my entertainment review show, Meticulous Vibe Juice podcast. All right, so there you go right there. Make sure you click that notification bell on my other two podcast YouTube channel pages. All right, and you can do the same. Leave a like and a comment, and tell me how you feel by expressing your thoughts in the comment section of the other two YouTube channel pages that I just mentioned. All right, express yourself in the comments. Share your thoughts in the comments. You can share. You can even download your favorite episodes whatsoever. You can stream on every streaming platform, especially Spotify is included as well. All right, so there you go right there, folks. I am about to sign off and be out of here. That's gonna do it for me. I'm your man G Money Stacks, aka the Gregonator, and I'd like to say thank you to every single one of you and the listeners at home, especially those in the tri-state areas of New Jersey, Connecticut, the 5 boroughs, Long Island, aka Strong Island, and the rest of the states. And the international spots whatsoever. You could have listened to any other podcast in the whole world, but you chose to listen to this podcast right here on this comedy platform right here. Remember, the grind doesn't stop. Hard work pays off. Work hard and earn it. It's not going to be given to you on a fucking silver platters. And don't let anybody, not even your parents, tell you that, there's no money in making podcast shows whatsoever. So don't let nobody like your parents discourage you from building your goals and dreams. Do not give up on your goals and dreams. It doesn't matter if you're making money off of podcasting or not, man. It's all about doing what you love and on a creative level. And you know what I'm saying? Like, don't feel pressured into thinking you have to make money off of podcasting. If the right situation comes through, then go for it. Don't just do it for the love of money. Do it because you have the passion for topics that you want to talk about. And a lot of times there's some stories and topics that's not being covered, but it's kind of hard to keep up with everything. So, do your best and stuff. So, and I like to say, if you plan on starting a podcast, be sure to be yourself behind the microphone as you are recording your podcast topics behind the microphone. All right. And also be on your P's and Q's creatively, mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually, that gets you into your zone. All right. Don't let your parents peer pressure you into a career field that you don't want to be in, because you want to make yourself happy. It's not about your parents. All right. So you know what I'm saying? And yeah, I'll see y'all next time on the next episode. I will talk about the events that's going down this week, as far as like the Jamaica Strong benefit concert that's happening Friday, December the 13th, along with the other events, and alongside with the Queens baseball convention that's happening on Saturday, December the 13th. I will talk about that in the next episode in the segment of Remains to Be Seen. So stay tuned for that and more topics, more episodes, more content whatsoever. I'm going to try my best to pump out all these episodes before Christmas break. So stay tuned for that. More of G Money Stacks 555, aka the Gregonator, rhymes with now or later. So don't worry about that. I am going to make sure that I record right away after dinner, and I do apologize for the holdup for waiting so long for the food to digest and stuff. So there you go, right there. All right, man. I'm out of here. Peace and one love. I hope y'all had a nice weekend, and I'm looking forward to doing more content, more episodes whatsoever with you folks. In honor of the end of 2024. No, excuse me, the 2025 season. So there you go, right there. All right, yes. So yes, 2025 is coming to a close. I'm going to do my best to cover all the episodes before Christmas break. And I like to say hi to a homegirl of mine, Robin, who gave me a shout out in the comment section. I appreciate that. Whatsoever. How you doing? I hope everything's all right with work and everything else in between. I'll try to reach out when I get a chance. All right. So, like I said, man, don't let anybody stop you from doing what you love to do creatively. All right. This is not about your parents. This is about you making your decisions whatsoever. It's not about them. It's about you. All right. I'm going to sign off. Peace and one love. See y'all next time on the flip side with more new topics, more new content, and of course more segments and stuff. So stick around, stay tuned. Peace and one love. Good night, everybody.